Dating and sex, 11 biggest and instant turn-offs for women. Ladies are used to being told what men find appealing, and what makes their skin slither. Consistently article in most women's magazines is a list of things to avoid wearing or doing because men don't find it arousing, repeated so often that most of us can list them off from memory. Don't wear red lipstick, caps or wedges, don't be a starfish in the room who never starts sex, and don't annoy or be excessively clingy. Rarely is the reverse true. Sure, there is the occasional article about what women want and what we hate, but it isn't hammered into men to the same degree, and women are starting to notice the disparity. We might do something unconsciously because we are so habituated of that, but for the other person, it could be a total switch off. In all my years of experience, women have mentioned many things guys do which turns off them sexually. Read to know if you are not doing any of them. One. Being ignored. One of the key ways most women judge how important they are to their partner is by how much attention they get from him when expressing concerns and opinions. Women are turned off when men act like other things are more important or more interesting, or when they casually dismiss something that's important to a woman. And when men show interest in the beginning of the relationship but then switch gears as things progress, a woman's attraction for him often takes a dive too. Women hate when guys smell or have poor hygiene. Before you even think about hopping into the bed, you should make sure you've showered and don't smell like you've just come out of a pigsty. In addition, it's important to do the proper maintenance actions like shaving, applying deodorant, cleaning your ears and brushing your teeth. Though some women may like the body odor, but too much of even that is bad. Bad breath, especially that of onion and garlic, is the biggest turn-off. If you constantly smell bad, go visit a doctor. Three. Checking out other women. There are a lot of beautiful women on this planet, and you never know when you're going to cross paths with one. Hopefully, you will have the courtesy not to do a double take every time you see one of these ladies walking down the street, especially if you are with your girlfriend. Not only is it a major turn-off, but it makes the girl you are with compare herself to every girl she sees. It can even cause her to become jealous and paranoid, and frankly, why on earth would you want that? Four. Getting too drunk. We all have those nights where you find yourself in an embarrassing situation. Maybe you puked in the cab, maybe you fell on your face, or maybe you even went as far as being rude to your friends. Whichever the case, we've all been there at some point, and so it is normal to see your partner get a little too drunk every once in a while. But when you start to see a pattern, and it's an ugly one, surely it will make you run for the hills. No one wants to take care of someone every single night. If that was the case, we would all have children and stay home to take care of them instead of going out with friends. Five. Being a poor kisser. If you have seen the movie Hitch, you know exactly what I mean. The first kiss is the most important thing when starting a relationship. It tells tales about your sexual compatibility, and believe it or not, it also says a lot about you as a person. Show some passion when kissing her, show her that she makes your pulse race. Acting in a wispy or aggressive way while kissing is such a turn-off. Six. Self-admiration. Some women get dinner and a movie. Other women get dinner and an earful of self-admiration when they go out on a date with a guy. Men who waste women's time by inviting them on dates so they can spend the evening glorifying themselves are truly a bore. Seven. Acting too aggressive. Now, being too aggressive is just as bad as acting like a wimp. When you try to push a woman around, you'll display disgusting behavior. If she thinks you're only concerned with your own pleasure, then she won't enjoy sex with you. While women want men who act confidently, you should never get too aggressive with a woman. Be gentle and firm, and before engaging in any aggressive sexual behavior, make sure that she's up for it. Otherwise you could be left high and hard with a very turned off woman on your hands. Eight. Preoccupation with sex. Whether you're on a first date or in a 10-year marriage, women don't want to feel solely like sex objects. Though it depends on the woman, when a relationship is new, a man would do best to hold off on sharing any sexually explicit stories, including past performances, and comments until he's sure the woman he's with is up for it. Most women want to be caressed, complimented and otherwise shown affection and intimacy outside the bedroom too. Nine. Talking bad about other women. With all the scrutiny that females are under, it is important to know that the person you're dating doesn't add to the problem. Women are constantly being shamed for their weight, looks and attire. So why would they want to date someone who is going to make them feel like they are doing something bad? It's bad enough when girls hear their guy friends referring to other women as sluts, whores, or ugly. But when they hear their partner say something similar or spread useless gossip about a girl's personal life. Well, let's just say they won't like what they are hearing. Ten. Being obsessed and secretive with your phone. Some women are nosy and jealous by nature, and some just have something called intuition. Most girls will admit to having gone through their partner's phones. Why? Well, some of them have been cheated on beforehand and want to make sure they're not wasting their time, and some just straight up don't trust who they're dating. The easy thing to do when you don't trust your partner is to tell them your insecurities and why you feel that way, but then again, nothing about a girl's mind is easy. If your boyfriend is constantly on his phone when he is with you, and he takes it with him wherever he goes, then obviously he might be up to something. When you have nothing to hide, you don't sneak off looking guilty. Being rude to workers. If you've ever worked in the service department, then you know firsthand that customers can be your worst enemies. Which is why it is so important to treat workers with the utmost respect unless they are being awful, of course. How you treat people is very important. If you are rude and lash out on staff, then there is definitely something up with your personality. Girls like a guy that can keep their cool, not someone who yells at the top of their lungs the second something doesn't go their way. If you take a girl out for supper, and you end up giving attitude to the waiter or calling him an idiot, it shows that you don't respect or value anyone but yourself.